Why presenting your work is hard and how to make it easier. So I want to focus on this topic because I've heard from many people that they struggle with presenting their work. Specifically, they struggle with the part of deciding what to include in the presentation, how to say it, how to state it so that it makes sense. Because sometimes as STEM professionals, we have this bunch of data and bunch of results that kind of don't always make sense, even to us. So imagine when you have to make it make sense for other people to understand it. So why is this a problem? The problem comes when we don't know where to start from, I feel. I feel that, at least in the work with my clients, the most important issue and the thing they really struggle most is deciding that first part, like deciding what do I even want to say with all of this information and data. So normally what people do when they have to present their work is to just throw everything in. They're like, okay, I don't know exactly what needs to be said, but in order to make it easier for me, I'm just going to put all my research, all my data over there so my audience can decide what do they want to take as take-home message, right, from all of this information. First of all, people don't care about your work. They basically care about the part they can use and that it really makes sense to them. And secondly, because our attention spans are already so short, so there is literally no chance that people will remember everything that you said. So what you can do instead of throwing everything in, that makes it super hard really to follow, and for you also to create your presentation or to create your paper or thesis or report, what you can do is really focus on the audience and think about what is it that they need in order to understand your work. I feel that just by asking this super simple question, like what do I want them to know? What do they really need to know? It sort of lifts the burden, right, from you, and instantly it becomes much easier to talk about your work because all of a sudden you are not so focused on what is it that you need to say, but rather you focus on what is it that they need to hear. So why does this work? First, because it makes it much easier because you focus on them instead of focusing on yourself and your work. And secondly, because it really makes you go to the point. For example, imagine that you are explaining some research that you did. When you are thinking about it, of course, you are kind of biased because you are constantly into that thing. You are constantly thinking about that specific thing, specific problems and specific research questions. But people who are from outside your field, or not necessarily outside your field, but just outside of your specific expertise, they don't think about that. They think about the general question maybe. So it is your job to provide them this information. And this strategy kind of makes sense in theory, but applying it in practice is something that it's not very easy. And how do we know that? Because presentations that we see in the STEM field and in general, when you think about presentations in conferences or congresses, they are horrible. Like, they are boring. You don't understand anything. So it is clearly not that easy to apply all of that. I found that the best way to learn how to do it is to learn by doing. So you have your specific problem and someone teaches you how to apply all of these techniques on your specific issue and on your specific research or work. And this is exactly what we do in my coaching program. So we really tackle the problem from the hands-on perspective. You come with your problem, for example, you have to prepare your presentation, or you're not good at explaining your work and you feel it's taking a toll on your career progress, or you have to prepare your thesis, or you have to prepare and structure for publishing a paper, and you don't really know how to do it. What we do in the program is to take that specific problem and find the solution that is tailor-made specifically for you. And the solution that it's not only theoretical, but something that you go apply and then you come back for feedback and so on. So in case you feel that this is something that might work for you, I will leave a link in the description of the video in which you can schedule a free discovery call with me, in which we can chat about your specific problem and also see if you're a good fit for my program. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and see you next time. Bye bye.